So every month, what happens is the team gets together and we talk about who has been somebody who really makes such a significant impact, who has stood out in that month, and really made an impact on agents and the community as a whole. And so, for the month of November, you are our agent of the month for Juicebox, and
I
so
am?
you are.
Why am I?
Big congratulations to you because just like we were talking, before, is you're somebody who has stood out for so long as somebody who is, and the first time I met you, I just knew right from that moment, so genuine and so caring, and you're somebody who always gives back. You're engaging in that community, and you know, you've been with us what, 10 months now, I think,
Has it
right?
been that long?
Because I think it was probably February, 9, 10 months, February of 2023 that you joined.
Well, nice of you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I actually have had talks with myself in the last couple of weeks that I need to engage more.
And I saw that coming through, and already, engaging in the community, because that is such a crucial piece to success, right? The guys who are on the calls, that they're asking the questions, um, those are the ones who see the success. For somebody who's new to Agent Shift, they're starting out, they haven't started their marketing yet. What kind of points of advice would you give to that person who's, let's say, just starting out this week?
What I just decided to do was do it all. I went through all the training and I went through all the coaching, and then I had more time, so I went through it all again. And so I started picking up on little languages that when we're doing so many Zoom calls, which we're all Zoom now, I'm usually a face-to-face type of person. It's just important to have the way in which we're being coached to present these solutions to people. There's no reason to reinvent it. It's like, let's just work with it, study it, memorize it. And then once you do it a few times, you'll make it your own. It's kind of like years ago, I watched a 60-minute deal, and Bob Schaefer, I think, was interviewing Bob Hope. And so it was kind of interesting. And so they were in the desert at Bob Hope's house, and they were talking to Bob Hope about his career and how funny he is and things like that. But in his office, there were banks of file cabinets. So the question is what's in the file cabinet? So Bob Hope got up and he opened a file cabinet, and he pulled out an envelope, and he shut it, and came down and he sat down and he started reading. And he was reading jokes. He practices, he reads jokes, and he knows them so well, and he is funny. But when he goes on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, he's got 3 jokes to everybody else's because he's a pro. And he practices and he rehearses, right? He does it over and over and over. This guy, Seth, he's a pro. He's so cool and calm and a great listener. He's somebody that your newer people, they should watch his videos with how he talks with his clients. The pace is so important, so you learn that. Like, Jim's really good on it. He's got a good pace when he talks. You do too. You have good pace. So those are little things I would do. But the new people, I mean, the training is excellent. I would just go through it over and over and over again.
What
And then
about the tools, Scott, in terms of forecaster, even qualification scripts and the forecaster and the presentation templates and all of those resources that have been developed for you? Have you used those at all? Have those been helpful in terms of your results?
I've used everything. I find that the templates that come out of the forecaster are not my style. So I'm more like, I present more like Mike does, where I actually bring up the illustration and I highlight where it says it's guaranteed, and I highlight where it says there's no fees and there's no expenses, and I'll bring up the Athene where it talks about Lockheed Martin did the pension obligation. I bring that up. So more like that. I use those pieces for it. It's just me. It makes me comfortable. I have my little box that I go and I talk to people. But if in absence of being 25 plus years of experience, I would follow the template and I would follow that and make it your own, because they work. And there's visuals in there. So I use different visuals, but I use the idea.
Love it. The same principles is what I'm hearing.
I use the forecaster though.
Great. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. And the sequence of returns things that we go through, I use those. I go to the TSP website with clients now, and I never would have before, but I see the power of that and taking people in it. It lends credibility that we know what we're talking about and that we understand their world. So I do those types of things.
If you can, roughly through Juicebox, again, I think it's 9, 10 months at the time that we're talking. Can you quantify like how much premium have you written through Juicebox in the last 9 or 10 months?
Probably $250,000, probably.
Do you have anything to say to those people that are maybe on the fence? Maybe they'll watch this in YouTube someday. Do you have anything to say to that person who's exploring Juicebox for marketing, for training in some capacity? Do you have anything to say to that person through the looking glass?
Well, I'm a systems person. So growing up, you're a baseball athlete. You look at the best franchises, they all have systems, right? And the ones that don't have systems are trying to just buy a player here, buy a player there, and rent the thing out. Juicebox is a system, and it's tested, and you have people in all walks of life, all different ages, and in every spot in this country taking that system and having success with it. So why mess with it? Just get good with the system. The system is laid out there we're paying for the system. The system, since I've been looking at it, even with the TSP program now, it's being tweaked and changed all the time. And I so appreciate that, because we have to continue to evolve as individuals, otherwise we just get stale. And our clients require that. We need to be top of mind with our systems and with our products and with our knowledge and how we're moving things along. I'll tell you a funny story of me is, chasing the money down. I've never really done that. So I asked Gemma on one of our calls, I said, do you guys have another training video that shows how we go ahead and get the money from these particular people? I mean, I know how to do it, but can I just see it? But it was a resource that came to me through just some communication, and people just jumped on it and helped me out. And now that part of my sales cycle, I just lead with it. I show people exactly how it's going to happen and how we're going to call TSP together. I sit on the phone with them and shrinks the sales cycle, and we can get the money coming in.
I think something so important that you just said there, and I heard this from another agent, his wife, when I interviewed her about her experience watching him, and she said, Juicebox never feels like they've arrived. And I think the point that you just hit on there is that we're always trying to get better, and we have to in this world of increasing competition. And so, we have to do it. Agents have to do it. I love hearing that.
To your point, Jared, a little earlier,
yeah,
you asked the question, but I don't think we got to it. What was attractive to me about this program? Why am I even here? I was looking for something to re-energize me, but also to make me be a part of a group that's achieving and growing, rather than just being a person who's working remote and going through the motions. I was going through the motions, and I don't go through the motions. I haven't gone through the motions in a long time. And so for that, I'm grateful, because I feel like I'm a part of it, and I don't want to let people down. I love our goal, $1 billion of annuity premium. I love that. Why not? We can do it. Absolutely can do it. All the pieces are there. It all to me today means the world to me. And it's interesting, because I did preface when I was talking with you today that I just feel like I haven't done as much as I normally do. And that was my self-talk. So I've really tried to change.
But sometimes we don't see the impact that we make on people, right? And you're just one of those people that we've talked about the entire time you've been here. And of course, everybody, look, you're just a great guy and you're a wonderful person. You're always looking for ways to impact people. That's your nature. And so, even if you're feeling like I'm not doing enough and I want to contribute more, that would be incredible, right? To contribute more, but just what you're doing already stands out, and you stand above because of that. So don't feel like it's anything we need. Although
I don't feel it's you need it. I feel it's what I need. I want to be more connected. Thank you for making the call and recognizing it means the world to me. So thank you. Tell everybody I really appreciate it.